So, living as a nomad for 5 years out of this car, I've camped many times in public parking lots, gyms, also truck stops, and some local parks, but they were designated campgrounds. I've never spent overnights at a public park that I shouldn't be. But that being said, Tennessee, the state of Tennessee in America, is going to pass a law effective July 1st, 2022, that's going to make it a felony to camp in public. Now, I believe they define camping as overnight parking, again, in an area that would be like a public park, not designated for camping. Okay. So it would have to be intentional violation of the law. I don't think that applies to like 24-hour gym parking lots or things like that, or truck stops. Obviously, it can't apply to that. The main, obviously now they could technically use that law for a variety of different scenarios, right? What the state of Tennessee is trying to do is avoid it from becoming like parts of California or other areas in the country where people abuse open lands and it becomes a homeless encampment. I've even seen it down here in Florida. There was a public park in West Palm Beach, I believe John Prince Park, I could be wrong, and they had to clear people out of there. That was challenging. So all I could tell you as someone who's actually lived out of my vehicle is you got to keep it moving. And you shouldn't be parking at a park that is not designated for overnight. And if you're living in your car willingly, you're not destitute, why don't you have a job? Why can't you afford to go if you have to? You're not entitled to free parking. You got to remember that. Now, if you can get away with it, and if you're not hurting anyone, I've done it. That's fine. But I've never done it at a public park. But you know what I mean? I mean, I've stealth camped at 24-hour gyms. So the heart of the bill of the law is to try to avoid people abusing, things like they abuse Walmart parking lot camping, right? And obviously, if you keep it moving and if you're respectful of the area, you'll be fine, I think. But you're not entitled to park anywhere at any time. And you got to be willing to pay for gas to move. And if you're able-bodied and you can't afford rent, there's something wrong with you. Now, I'm not saying you should afford rent. I'm not saying you should afford a house. But if you don't want to work, okay, and you don't want to move your car, you should get a felony. Now, if you want to work and you want to say if you want to get ahead, then just move your car. And if you're destitute, go into a homeless shelter, get into a job program. There's 2 jobs for every unemployed person. But again, if you want to be a nomad, stay a nomad. Just move. Don't park overnight. That's my opinion from my experience. Because I never felt entitled like I have to be able to park here. I've been asked to move at times, and I move. They say this law, they're going to give you 24 hours to move. So there's a lot of grace in the law. Like they have to warn you at least 24 hours in advance that if you're here 24 hours from now, then we're going to possibly charge you and arrest you. And it's up to the prosecutor if they want to make it a felony. So you got to really be someone that's unwilling to, respect the environment. And if that's the case, you should get a felony, even though it's not going to help you because you're so delusional you don't care. But that's how I feel. Look, guys, just keep it moving. Okay. And if you can't keep it moving, there's something wrong with you. Like I was reading an article, there's a 35-year-old woman who was living in her vehicle because of the coronavirus. Well, one is there was no evictions. There was no foreclosures during the coronavirus. And there was stimulus. So what did you do the entire coronavirus? You did nothing? And what'd you do with your stimulus? And then what are you doing now? There's 2 jobs for every unemployed person. Okay. Then, even if you don't want to do nothing and live in your vehicle, just move if you're asked to move. You're not entitled to park wherever you want. I agree with the law. Okay, because that's what I did. If I was asked to move, I move. Okay, and I tried to really avoid even ever being asked. So look, if you can get away with it, as far as and you're not bothering anyone, fine. But a public park or a public area, look, eventually they may crack down on 24-hour gyms. You can't sleep in your car, And I always accepted that as a nomad. I knew I'd take the higher risk. I always accepted, and I always make sure I had enough money that if I need to get off the road, I can get off the road. And if I need to go pay for a campground, I can. If you're not doing that, or if you're not working towards that, what are you doing? That's the whole thing. To me, then you're delusional, you're handicapped, you're disabled. Go get a subsidized apartment. You're not entitled to do whatever you want, So I agree with the law. Okay, there's some conservative nomads I see. They're very conservative. They don't agree with the law. Tennessee's conservative. Yeah, get their ass. So now you got to move to California if you live in Tennessee. Yeah, I thought you were conservative. Now you're liberal. Yeah, you want to park wherever you're entitled to park wherever you want. No. But look, eventually, if people rebel, they didn't want to pay their rent and they don't want to work. Yeah, believe me, because the first thing they say is rent too high. What'd you do today? What's your job? How many hours a week do you work? Ask them that. As soon as someone says that, I guarantee they shut up, but they have some big excuse. Don't even talk to them. So, and I try to tell people that can't work, or they're out there. I tell them, number one, get a basic job, Planet Fitness, Walmart, whatever. Okay. I tell them, one, if you're an entrepreneur or DoorDasher, what's your acceptance rating and what's your tax return income every year? Because they're not really entrepreneurs, they're not DoorDashers, they're lying to you. So, guys, there's a lot. But look, if you want to do nothing, you have the right to do nothing. But you don't have the right to park anywhere. Felony. Look, you're probably not going to get a felony. They're going to knock on your door, give you 24 hours. If you're still there in 24 hours and you abuse it and the prosecutor chooses to give you a felony, I mean, that's a lot of things got to go wrong because you're pretty much spitting in the prosecutor's face. And what I could tell you guys, I mean, I don't know what you want, but if someone's that delusional, it doesn't matter if they get a felony anyway because they're already delusional. So, and there's some people out there like that. As a nomad, you sign up that you take more risks. You sign up that if you got to move, you move. You're not entitled to anything. You're trying to get ahead or you're trying to move, whatever. But you got to have enough money for a campground if you need to. You got to have enough money to get off the road if you need to. If not, what are you doing? You're just trying to get by? Hey, guys, come on. But there's plenty of free parking. You got to go liberal states now. Yeah, you got to go to California now. You got to go liberal. Yeah, you like those liberal states. But what I can tell you is this, guys. This is how I feel about the Tennessee law. Obviously, and again, though, this can happen anywhere. Oh, I make videos that, let's say you go to a Planet Fitness parking lot, you park there every night, okay, which I've done. And if you're respectful of the area, you come late, you leave early, that's fine. But at any time, there could be literally a new sheriff in town where the new police officer or they have a town meeting, they can say, you know what, that gym parking lot, we're noticing more and more RVers, school buses. Yeah, you school bus fuckers. School buses, destitute vans, because that's what happens. This is what happens in Planet Fitness parking lots. Not all, but some. You figure, oh, I could park here. They don't bother you, especially if you respect it. And you get respectable people parked there. But then you get more and more people, okay? And then before you know it, it's a homeless encampment. And then the regular people at Planet Fitness, that live in the community and that pay taxes or that pay rent, they wake up in the morning, okay? They go to the gym at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and some of the nomads are not up. They're still sleeping, okay? And you could tell, like, their van or their car, their RV, their school bus. Oh my God. And now the regular person who lives in that community, there's not enough parking, or like they're pulling up to the parking lot and there's a school bus that's taking up 5 space. There's a van that looks like shit. There's some old lady with tinted windows in a Prius running her car, looking at her phone on TikTok and go, oh my God, what is this? This is a homeless encampment. And then they start complaining to the cops, and then they got to pass a felony law. This can happen anywhere, guys. This is why I tell you, don't waste your time on the road. You better be saving up money. If you ain't working, you better move to a liberal area. You better vote for Biden. Yeah, you conservative fucker. Hey, guys, look, I don't care what you do, okay? Why? Because I always knew this was the game. I'm honest, okay? I'm not delusional. I think you're going to get away with this for a while, guys. Come on. We already know. You didn't take the vaccine. You didn't want to take the vaccine. Don't worry about it. You don't care about the law. You hate the law. Don't worry about it. You're probably not going to have any problem. But I'm making a video about it. Why? Guys, I'm a capitalist, okay? I got to do something. You got to do nothing. Okay? I got to get shit done. You got to go to sleep and spend all day in a fucking park. All right? What do you want me to tell you? Click that thumbs up. Click that blue join button. You like this video specifically, entertained you, informed you, click that super thanks. And when you see someone, guys, parking somewhere where they shouldn't be parking, make a citizen's arrest. No, don't do that, because these motherfuckers crazy, especially in the school bus. They out of their mind, man. I mean, but this is a few bad apples, but, there's some out there. But this is my opinion. I hope the video helped you in some way. I'll see you next one. Peace. Yeah.